Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and I am so happy to be back on a Monday for a change for this week's WIP and Chat. If you are new, first off, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here and hope you enjoy spending a little time with me today. Just in case you didn't know, WIP stands for Work in Progress. In this case, and in most cases, I'll be working on a diamond painting that I'll tell you a little bit more about in just a moment. The chat part of that means that I am going to chat your ear off for the next hour or so, depending on how my voice holds out. We're going to talk about lots of diamond painting stuff, YouTube stuff, life stuff, just generally catching up. And if that sounds good to you, feel free to grab a cup of coffee, grab a project of your own, grab a snack, pop this on like a podcast while you're getting stuff done. Truly, whatever works for you. I am just looking forward to hanging out with you for a bit today. Now, if this is not your first WIP and Chat and you are back, welcome back. I'm really glad you're here too. I hope you've been doing well and that you are staying cool. If you are like me and like so many that are dealing with just the craziest heat lately. So I'm sending you very, very cooling thoughts and some healthy thoughts too, because there is some stuff going around. You can possibly hear it in my voice. But before we get too much further into that, let me tell you about what I'm working on and with today. This diamond painting, I don't think I've actually worked on in a WIP and Chat yet. It is, here we go, Spring Afternoon by Laura Paltrit, and the artist, that's the artist. The shop is Diamond Artisan, and this has just the happiest, prettiest color palette. Now, I have split this into big, chunky sections where it's only split into 3 rows top to bottom. They're like 18, 19 centimeter sections in terms of height. And then I just split it down the middle. It's like a 20 centimeter section. So just because why not? Let's do big sections. So right now I'm about to open up and start on this 6th of the diamond painting. You can see like the sun over here. So we're going to have lots of pretty, are those like sakura blossoms, cherry blossom trees? Really pretty pink trees, leaves, whatever those are. Whatever it is, it's pretty. So we're going to have some confetti, some color blocking in the sky. We'll see what we get through today, but that's the original artwork. Okay. As far as tools, this pen is another pen that I cannot remember where I got it from, and I feel really terrible to say as much. I am going to go back and check my pen stash video that I did a couple years back, because I bet this is in there, and see if I can find the shop it is from, and I will have it linked below. This is such a gorgeous pen. I love the colors and the style of it. And I used to have just such a better memory for what shops my pens were from, just off the top of my head. And I feel like I've lost that recently. So I am so sorry. No slighting at all intended towards the small shop that made this. This is a stunning pen. I need a little washi tape to help that multi-placer fit. The tray is from Cat Proof Designs. I got this several years back. This is the fine boy size, and they recently, I think, had taken some time off, and they are back. So if you had been waiting for Cat Proof to come back from their shop being on pause, I believe they're open and good to go now. I wanted a nice big tray because I feel like a big section like this, and with some of the bigger color blocking areas, I thought I'd really appreciate having a nice big tray to work with. Their trays come with this like kind of soft plastic cover that like grips the sides, hence the cat proof. There are videos on their listings of them just like chucking the trays with the lids on, so you can see that the diamonds, like the lid's not coming off and the diamonds aren't falling out. So it's cat proof. You could also call it, child proof, whatever you want to call it. Just you being klutzy proof even. I need a little bit more washi tape. What I'm doing right now, by the way, is adding some washi tape to the barrel of my multi-placer. Often you'll see that metal multi-placers don't fit perfectly in pens. That's done as a deliberate choice as far as I understand it, because metal has no real give to it, as opposed to like a plastic multi-placer like that was originally in there has a little bit of give to it. So pen companies will often do these openings to like not perfectly fit the metal ones, but you can just add some washi tape like I just did, and that will give it a little bit of extra like grip basically, and like width, diameter, so that it fits in there a little bit better. I'm going to be using putty from Randa's Crafty Corner. I am channeling fall right now, so I grabbed Harvest Spice as a scent to use. It just sounded really wonderful to me. So let me load this up really quick. The multi-placer I'm using is a 12 placer from Diamond Art Club. It's really thin. I think that I've seen that there are some off-brands that have done a thinner metal multi-placer like this, but I haven't tried any of them myself. I mean, these 12 placers I got from DAC have held up remarkably well. I have, I think, 4 or 5 that I just kind of rotate between. I just rotate them freely between pens, because sometimes I like to switch the pen that I'm using and just use the multi-placer that's in it. So I haven't had a reason to get one of the others to try out. Maybe I will sometime. But yeah, these are my favorites. And then I'm going to be using Seaside Scented Not Your Mama's Mud from the Whimsical Daisy Shop. Oh, I haven't actually ever used this one yet. Okay. Oh wait, I didn't clean this out. Duh. Derp. I actually am not, I keep meaning to look into this and see if anyone knows. I feel like I went to go look at the Whimsical Daisy's Etsy shop recently, and it just was like link not found, like shop not found. Like not just the shop as vacation mode, like this shop doesn't exist. I'm thinking, I hope everything is okay. If you guys happen to have any info on what's going on with Whimsical Daisies, feel free to shoot me a message, just because I'm kind of curious. I was going to do some digging, and I keep hoping that maybe their shop will just reopen and everything's fine. Excuse me. I just coughed, scared my cat up the stairs. All right. Okay, just open up this section, then I'll grab a color and we can get started. So let me grab a color. Oh, hear the cat giving some little chirps. He, I think, has the poop zoomies. If you're a pet owner, you know it all too well. All right, let's grab, how about this kind of outlining color? The letter K is a similar, oh, it's an AB. Ooh, let's not do an AB with fresh putty. That's a bad idea. How about the letter G? Yeah, let's do that one. We'll start with this one. So, anyway, hi, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing very, very well, and that your week is off to a wonderful start, and that you had a nice weekend. Look at that nice lineup. Yeah, I hope you had a really nice weekend, and that you've been enjoying whatever your diamond painting project is, or, you know, whatever you've been up to around home and stuff. I know a lot of my fellow parents have been sending kids back to school and stuff, so it just feels like a very transitional time of year. It feels like for some, summer is coming to a close, and just kind of getting ready for fall. I'm feeling those feelings of fall, even though it's still a million degrees outside. But I'm ready. I've been really in the mode of drills and chills and getting ready for drills and chills. So that's top of mind. So that's one of the reasons I'm feeling like, okay, fall, it's time. But where I live, the summer months, our hottest months tend to be August, September, October. So I'm just going to fake it till I make it in terms of it actually feeling like fall. I am doing some kind of staggered, almost, I guess you could kind of call it checkerboarding. I've been doing that with some of these kits that I have that have bigger color blocked areas, just to kind of help with my placement. I feel like I like how it looks a little bit more even when I stagger it like this. Also, it just stops me from getting too bored. So it also helps, I feel like, if there's a tight grid, like if the diamonds don't necessarily want to fit super, super well, I feel like staggering it sometimes and then going in and filling it in makes it a little easier for it to all fit okay. I'm going to go back in and fill these in. So just in case you're wondering why I'm doing it this way, if you're actually watching the screen as I diamond paint, that is why. This painting is one I really enjoy getting the chance to work on when it comes around. So this has been the 6th in my series of 6 WIPs that I'm rotating through. And so this is the second row I've completed on this one, which means I'm almost done with my second pass through on these 6 whips. And they have been, even though they've been slow going, I have been enjoying working on them a lot. Let me see. I've gotten a little bit more diamond painting done in the past, week or so. It feels like, especially the past few days, I feel like I've been spending a little bit more time actually diamond painting and seeing some progress made. I finished a row on Olivia's room, which is a Diamond Art Club kit that's also square drills and is a room scene, one of 2 room scenes I have going at the moment. I'm a bit of a sucker for that style of diamond painting. And yeah, I mean, I just am having a really good time. The one kit of these 6 that I may be feeling the least excited when I get to it is probably Sleepy Fairy by Jamushka. And I'm not finding that I'm disliking it. It's more that I'm just not as excited for that one as I am the others. And I think that the reason for that probably is because my main motivation for including that one in the mix was specifically because I really wanted to find another round drill kit to mix it up, because I have so many square drill kits in this set of whips. So I think that's probably the main reason why, but it's a little snack size kit, so it's not a huge deal. It doesn't feel like I have to power through something I don't really love. It's like, oh no, this is just a quick little column on this one, and then I get to move on to the next one. So it's, I don't know, I'm having a great time with my whips right now, even though overall my progress on them has been a little bit slower. But yeah, the past few days definitely had the chance to do a little bit more diamond painting, which has been fun. What was I going to say? I just totally lost my train of thought. I am certainly dealing with a bit of brain fog. And if you happen to catch last week's WIP and Chat, I listened back to some of that just earlier today. I sound like death in that video. Oh my goodness. I fully had expected that some of you guys, maybe some of you did, which is completely understandable, to maybe click in and watch a couple of minutes of that video and go, ooh, yeah, she doesn't sound well. I don't want to listen to a voice with this level of vocal fry. I'm going to bounce, and I'll be back next time when you're sounding a little healthier. But I was just so appreciative of all of the really kind comments. There are actually a couple I wanted to respond to. A couple of things in particular I wanted to respond to and say thank you for. First off, one of you had actually commented after I was describing how I was feeling and kind of how I had come down with being sick and stuff. One of you had commented and said, that sounds like COVID. That's going around again this fall. And I had that kind of in the back of my head the whole rest of the day on Wednesday, because I'd filmed my WIP and Chat on Wednesday morning. I had decided okay, I really want to see if I can power through doing this. And so, I was squeezing it in while the kids were at school. And then 5 minutes into starting recording that WIP and Chat, it got interrupted by a call from the kids' school asking me to come and pick up Connor because he had gotten sick in gym class, and when he went to the nurse's office, he had a fever. So, poor guy, he is feeling much, 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 much better. But before I keep getting ahead of myself, so I had brought Connor home, gotten him some medicine, which helped him feel a lot better, and kind of gotten him comfortable and situated, got him, some food that would be, just really light and easy on his stomach, had him drink plenty of water, let's get you comfy and all set up to just rest, because that's what your body needs right now is rest. And I'm just continuing to feel miserable throughout the day. I was sleeping on and off a lot. Adam just really amazingly stepped up with the kids, just even without my asking, and was going above and beyond to make sure that I was getting plenty of time to rest, and he's keeping the kids busy and stuff. Well, Micah particularly, after Connor went down with being sick. But anyway, Connor, I promise I'm going to bring this back around. Connor was doing okay when he had Advil in his system and stuff like that, just keeping his fever under control. But he was due to like run out of what he was currently taking, like his current dose of Advil, in the middle of the night, like around midnight. And so around midnight, because I'm a night owl, I'm always up at midnight, till midnight at least, I went in to check on him. And when I opened his door, he was already awake and was really out of it. He was like, "Hi, Mom. Like, I'm having such a hard time going back to sleep." And I was like, "Buddy, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You could have come and gotten us." He's like, "I haven't been awake that long." Anyway, I've just felt so terrible. And then I went to feel his forehead, and he was just on fire. He was so hot. And so immediately, got him. He was due for more Advil. And I got him some like cold cough medicine and, sat with him for a bit until he fell asleep again and made sure he was resting comfortably and everything. And that's when it clicked. But with that really high fever of his and how miserable he was and how kind of like I'd been hit by a train I was feeling, and that one comment from someone saying that sounds like that might be COVID, I just kept in the back of my head going, do we still have any COVID tests? So I dug one out of the bathroom. I found one in like our medicine cabinet and thought, okay, like I haven't done this in a long time, but let me go ahead and do this, swab the inside of my nose, all that really, wonderful fun stuff you get to do. And it's like taking a pregnancy test, but so much less fun and exciting, because it's 2 lines. It's the same concept as a pregnancy test, the test line and the control line. I have never in my life seen a positive line appear so fast. The second the liquid hit that test line, dark as can be. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess I have COVID, and I'm sure Connor does too. So Connor obviously missed a couple more days of school. I'm sending a message over to my primary care physician, like an email, just to be like, so I tested positive for COVID. What even are COVID protocols now? Like, is there anything I should be doing? Do I worry about this? I'm calling the school to ask them about like Connor. So yeah, I guess they mostly just treat it like a upper respiratory bug and want you to take smart precautions as far as, it's nothing crazy. It's not like quarantining or anything anymore. But I just was like, I'll follow all the rules. Just, I don't even know what we're supposed to be doing here in the year of our Lord 2026. What are we doing with this? So anyway, I am feeling significantly better, but yeah, thank you to the person that did leave that comment, because it kept it in the back of my brain, and it meant that when I kind of put the pieces together and kind of saw what was happening with Connor, I was able to take that test. Again, did it really necessarily change much about what I was doing? I mean, I just more avoided going out and being around people, but I mean, similar to how I would have been if I just would have felt that sick anyway. Like, I don't want anyone to catch whatever upper respiratory bug it is, even if it hadn't been, COVID. So, but yeah, anyway, that's what was going on last week. And yeah, so that comment I really appreciated, as well as all the well wishes. Thank you guys for always being so sweet. And then also all of the really kind and supportive comments about when I shared about Micah's neurology appointment. That was just so sweet. I always am nervous that I'm going to not handle talking about like stuff that's going on with my kids appropriately. I never want to cross any lines with regards to their privacy, and I also am really hyper aware of where my head is at as far as, is my head in the right spot? I never want to be, I don't know, like using my kids or something for personal gain or something like that. I don't know. I think I've spent a lot of time on sort of the commentary-ish and whatnot side of YouTube, and I've certainly heard and seen a lot of awful things that have happened with dedicated family channels, and so I'm maybe hyper aware of it and just not wanting to ever come close to crossing the kinds of lines that those folks do. So, but at the same time, it's like a really strange line to try to walk, trying to figure out where's the line between sharing about something so that folks feel less alone and maybe sharing something that others find genuinely helpful, whether it's for themselves or it's like, oh, now I heard about this thing. And now I know what to go talk to my doctor about, or here I'm, connecting some dots or something like that. And it's, especially with things related to, I feel like, special needs and whatnot. I don't know. There's ways I feel like it can be genuinely helpful, but it feels like it's an awfully fine line to walk sometimes. So call me out if you guys feel like I'm, I don't know, wavering or crossing it, I guess, because impact is greater in intent and all that. Anyway, I appreciate all of the suggestions and the experiences that you guys shared. We haven't gotten the genetic testing scheduled or anything for him yet. We're waiting on the usual song and dance with insurance and the referral and all that good stuff, but we'll see. I also just honestly being sick threw a wrench in my ability to get a whole lot done this week, which drives me crazy. I just feel like my to-do list is way too long to get slowed down by being sick. But here we are. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for all of the kindness and support on last week's WIP and Chat. It was definitely one of those that I debated whether to post because I just thought, man, I really do sound quite sick. And I don't know, like, is what I'm sharing really going to be... like, should I share about it? I don't know. So I was feeling in my head about it, and I appreciate the response, and I'm glad to hear that it was even helpful for some. So, yeah, thank you guys. This is one of the things that I value about having a community like this. So, on the diamond painting side of things, I had kind of been thinking with August being the month that my channel has its birthday, and it's the August 5th or 6th even now. I don't remember the exact date, and I just celebrated my 6th YouTube birthday just recently. So the first week of August is when my channel's birthday is, and my first video on my channel was a whip and get to know me. So I thought I would just do a really brief, like, reintroduction, sort of along the same sort of lines as what I had talked about in that video, but just a 2026 edition. So especially because I've had a lot of new friends, new viewers, new subscribers, new folks in general checking out my channel with Drills and Chills coming up. So if that is you, welcome. I'm excited to kick off Drills and Chills with you guys in a very, very, very short amount of time. We're barely a week away at this point, so it's coming up fast. Do I know what I'm working on yet? No, that's part one of Whip and Get to Know Me. I procrastinate. I don't like to lock myself into anything too far ahead of time. I like to make game time decisions. I like to follow my nose. And so when it comes to like event canvases, I have not decided what I'm going to be working on for Drills and Chills. I am going to start trying to look at my gem slow and make some decisions soon. I do have some kits in mind, but yes, not anything set in stone. But anyway, my name is Katie. I am 37 years old. I was 31 when I started my channel? My gosh, baby Katie. And I have been diamond painting since, well, speaking of COVID, since COVID times. It was a COVID craft for me, where stuck at home, some folks were starting... Well, some folks say, I guess I started a YouTube channel out of COVID too, but some folks were starting YouTube channels and streaming. Some folks were learning to bake sourdough. Some folks were learning to sew masks, and I was looking for something to do to occupy my mind and my hands. And I kept seeing these ads on Facebook for diamond painting, usually like close-ups of someone placing like one drill at a time. Now it's like you have TikToks that are super speedy and hyper edited and stuff, but this was a little more sedate in terms of the pacing and the feeling of it. And I hopped over to Amazon, searched up like diamond dots or paint by diamond or something like that, and ordered something from there, and immediately knew that it was a craft that I was going to love. And yeah, that's how I discovered diamond painting, and the rest is history. And I live in Southern California. I used to be a huge Disney aficionado, and like we had passes for a long time and stuff. And honestly, that was some magic that I feel like I lost around kind of COVID times, which is sad. But yeah, maybe someday we'll be back. And I even had like a Disney dedicated Instagram account at one point that I never really fully got off the ground, but it was kind of one of those like, oh, I go during the week sometimes. Maybe I'll make a thing out of trying to like be more active and stuff. Yeah, no, didn't really do a whole lot with that. I have 2 kids. When I started my channel, they were just babies. Connor was 5 and Micah was 2. So now they are 8 and 11. And since I had my kids, I have been a stay-at-home mom. And for a variety of reasons. I've talked a little bit about kind of my career trajectory and stuff and what that looked like. When I graduated from college with a bachelor's in music education, but promptly moved across the country, and so away from all my contacts, had to like work on getting my equivalency in a different state, and all that good stuff. And so I also graduated into economy where they were eliminating all of the specials at the time. So I was cobbling together multiple different part-time jobs. I was teaching private piano lessons. I was working part-time as an instructional assistant in a school district. I had an admin job. Like I was just cobbling it together. And by the time the economy was starting to recover, and there was more of a possibility that I was going to be able to get a job in education, we had started our family and just decided, and it made sense financially and stuff, that I would stay at home at least for that, whether that was short term, long term, we didn't know. We just thought this is the right decision for us right now. And yeah, so stay at home mom. And this is kind of like doing YouTube, doing kind of social media it feels weird to call it a bit of a job, but it sort of is at this point, especially just kind of with our difficult set of circumstances with finances and Adam's job situation at the moment. So I'm really grateful that this really organically turned from, grew into something that could function a little bit like that for me. And just with the level of special needs that especially my youngest has, it's invaluable for me to be able to have the flexibility of this and be able to be at home. Because it's a lot. It's a lot of doctor's appointments. It's a lot of just, he needs a lot. He needs a lot. So I'm grateful for, what this is able to help with treading water, at least for the moment. So, I'm married to my husband, Adam. We just celebrated our 16th wedding anniversary. And, what are some of my other interests? I'm a gamer. I do like gaming a lot. Some of my favorite games are, I'm really excited about Kingdom Hearts. I'm a long time Kingdom Hearts fan. There are a handful of Kingdom Hearts games I have not played. So I don't know if that makes me a real fan or not. And I have loved the Kingdom Hearts news and hints that are coming out of that came out of D23. My most recent favorite video game, and I still think it's going to be on my top favorite video games of all time, is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It's been a minute since I've preached the gospel of this game. But seriously, if you like video games and you have not played this game yet, especially if you're wondering, is it really going to live up to the hype? I promise you it will. And if you can go into it with no spoilers whatsoever, you will not regret it. It is an incredible story. That's one of those games, one of those stories that I wish I could erase from my memories so that I could experience it for the first time again. It's so good. Heck, if you're not a gamer, look up, there's some great channels that have done like let's plays of this game that can take you through it, and you can watch them play and follow the story that way. I mean, it's that kind of game that it's worth doing that on, even. Mass Effect is another long-term favorite game series, franchise of mine. Horizon Zero Dawn, which I'm kind of feeling a little bit of an itch to get back to my replay of that. But yeah, so I like games. More recently have gotten into playing Fortnite of all things. Not normally a genre that you'd catch me anywhere near, but what can I say? Sometimes I'm susceptible to peer pressure. This was one of those times. So yeah, I like games. I am a reader. I discovered audiobooks and enjoying just sort of reading audiobooks specifically because of diamond painting. I had tried audiobooks in the past, but I don't know, like there's a very, ow, I just stabbed myself with those tweezers really hard. They're really stabby. Ow. I can't do audiobooks where I'm just sitting and listening. I don't even do well with them when I'm driving. Something about diamond painting where my hands are busy enough that, I don't know, it like frees up my brain just enough to be able to listen to and absorb an audiobook. So I do like audiobooks, but I still like physical books too. I also love all things fandom. I think fandom culture is fascinating. It's a little bit of a special interest of mine too. I've taken part in fandom in a lot of different forms over the years. My very, 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 what I would consider my very first fandom, as a kid, like when the internet became a thing, I was, one of the first places I landed was in like Animorphs forums, the book series Animorphs. Also wonderful to have a childhood author that did not like turn out to be a horrible human being. K.A. Applegate is the author, and she is just an amazing, amazing human being. And yeah, I still really enjoy a lot about fandom culture to this day. A lot of my reading happens on Archive of Our Own because, look, it's good stuff. There's some excellent and wonderful writers over there. So yeah, I did my time on Tumblr back in the day too, but that's long. I think that website's pretty dead at this point, right? So yeah, that's just kind of a little snapshot of sort of what I enjoy, what I'm up to. Love time with family. Adam's side of the family lives out here. They actually moved out here over the course of me having a YouTube channel. So like at the beginning of me having a channel, I'd been like, oh, Adam's family still lives in Ohio in the Midwest, and now they're out here, and my parents just recently moved to Phoenix, and so they're driving distance from us now, which is a huge, 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 huge blessing. And yeah, I'm sure that there's more that's obvious that I could be kind of talking about as far as a little intro to me. I have 2 pets. Of course I have to mention my pets. You'll hear me talk about them. You'll hear them in the background sometimes. I have a dog named Scout. He joined our family last year. His mom had been dumped shortly after she had puppies, and actually I live close. I live driving distance to the owner of Jaded Gem Shop, and it was her like that rescued like this dog and her puppies. And it was one of those moments where we'd been talking about getting a dog for years, and as soon as we saw a picture of Scout, a little puppy Scout, as soon as I saw him, I just had this moment of like, oh, you're who we've been waiting for this whole time. Not the first time I've looked at puppies, but the second I saw that picture of Scout, I just knew. I was like, oh, you're it. You're it. We also have our cat Skip. He's a tuxedo cat that I will often refer to as a void, though sometimes people will be like, well, no, if he's got any white on him, he's not a void kitty. He doesn't get to be called a black cat. And I'm like, you know what? He's an honorary black cat. He's the most affectionate and sweet and mild-mannered cat I've ever had in my life. And I've had a lot of cats over the course of my life, from like growing up to cats Adam and I have had. And Skip was a cat that we had got from the shelter. It was a Christmas gift, really, for our oldest. We went, a couple weeks before Christmas to the shelter, and he was the last kitten that was left. But it was, again, so meant to be. Connor had gone into it convinced he's like, it's going to be, as there's going to be a black cat, and I'm going to be adopting a black cat today. And he had this very specific idea in his head of what a cat's behavior and temperament and everything was going to be like. And we had tried to prep him to be like, well, cats, animals, they have their own minds and personalities, and you can't control that. So, we're trying to prep him basically for just being responsible and having the right expectations. But no, Connor managed to just simply manifest exactly what he had in his head for what a cat was supposed to be. And Skip was that. Connor is his person, though he loves all of us, and you'll occasionally hear him. He likes to eat right next to me when I'm recording a video. It's something about whatever voice I can't help but put on when I'm recording videos. He feels like he's getting company while he's eating. It cracks me up. So we just have like the best pets. I have the best kids. And you know what? There's a lot about life and stuff that is really freaking hard. And we are, dealing with a lot. My anxiety is sky high more often than not. I'm working on it. I'm in therapy. But I also have a whole heck of a lot to be grateful for. So I try to focus on that as much as I can while also working on the hard stuff too. I try to be as authentic and genuinely myself over here. I can be kind of a hot mess sometimes. I'm just figuring things out as I go along. I am also very neurodivergent. That was something that I discovered over the course of having this channel too. I got an autism diagnosis 3 years back, I believe. And that was really eye-opening. That was kind of a journey to get to. And like a lot of parents of kids with special needs, it mostly came about, well, I shouldn't say mostly. It started coming about when we started looking at getting some support services for our oldest when he had a bit of a speech delay and stuff. And when you start filling out all these paperwork and assessments and you start hearing kind of these professionals report back to you going through these assessments and pointing out these different behaviors or red flags or things like this, and you go, but what do you mean that's not normal? I did that when I was a kid. Or various other things like that, and just sort of connecting the dots and going, okay, so that's not like a universal life experience. Anyway, that's kind of how that came about. And I did go through a set of assessments and everything with the professional, and really, really informative, and something that took me some time to come to terms with too. But I feel like this craft in general draws in folks that are neurodivergent or struggle with things like depression and anxiety. I think there's a lot that's really soothing about this craft. And also I feel like like-minded people tend to be drawn to each other like magnets. So there's kind of a sort of gentle joke that goes around that it's like, if you're wondering why you're the only not neurodivergent person in your group of friends, I have news for you. Or if you're wondering if you are neurodivergent and you notice that your whole friend group is neurodivergent folks, well, there's your answer. We're like lemmings. We all congregate together. We finished our first color of this WIP and Chat. 38 minutes in, and we've got one color down. Look at all that pink. The drill quality was good. I realized I didn't need to keep doing the checkerboarding thing after a bit. Kind of worked out okay. All right. I don't know that I necessarily want to jump to an AB just yet. I feel like I want to get a little bit more done with this putty, because ABs, the coating on them, if you try to multi-place them with fresh wax, or if you're using or putty, or even a single place ABs with fresh wax, it's just a pain. It'll yank the wax and putty out of it. They don't want to come off of it. It's a whole thing. So let's grab another non-special drill, another shade of paint to work with. I'm sure there's other things that I'll think of that I'll be like, oh, I should have mentioned this. It's just sort of an about me. But if that sounds like a place that you would like to hang out, please know that you are welcome. This is a safe place and a welcoming place for all folks of all shapes and sizes. And I'm glad that you're here, and hope you'll consider staying a while if that all sounds good to you. yeah, that's my reintroduction. Now, I guess I'll update you and kind of chat about some other stuff that's been going on. Let's see. With my Make Market Michaels video that went up yesterday, I had mentioned or a couple of days ago, I had mentioned in that video that I hadn't had the chance to pick up any Halloween kits from Michaels yet, and was musing over whether my Michaels just hadn't put out all of their Halloween stuff yet, or if I had entirely missed it. And more than one person commented on that video and said, oh, no. Like, they put it out a while ago. It's picked over. It was gone really fast at mine, that kind of thing. So I went on the Michaels website actually last night, and they were running a really, really good sale. It was like 35% off your entire regular price order. So there were several Halloween diamond painting projects that they did not have in stock. Like, they had the listing on, but it wasn't available for shipping or for pickup anywhere near me. So yeah, I guess their Halloween selection has been hit pretty hard already. It must have gone up while I was maybe like at the retreat and was just super, super busy month of July, maybe getting ready for back to school in August too. Anyway, I'm late to the game. It is what it is. I ordered a few things from the website. I already got my shipping notifications, and some ones that I am really excited about. They have some cute projects for Halloween this year. So I'll probably incorporate that into Drills and Chills, like a Drills and Chills video, which, yes, Drills and Chills is coming up very soon. I am working hard to make sure that we're going to have a smoother sort of process with admin and all of that side of things this year, so that it's just a better experience for everyone. And I'm hoping, Lindsay and I are trying to make sure that is going to go a little smoother this year, along with some wonderful help with a friend. I don't know if she wants her name out there or not, so I won't mention it, but someone that's going to help us with some admin that, will hopefully just help that go more smoothly. But man, once Drills and Chills actually starts, I feel like it just ends up kind of being a dead sprint to the end of the year. It's going to go so fast, so I'm going to try to not get so caught up in everything going on that I miss all of the fun and wonderful things along the way. I love fall as a season. And I don't want it to just be gone in a blink. I don't want it to be, the end of the year and okay, now it's over. I don't want to just miss the last half of this year, So, where was I going with that? Yeah, I'm just getting ready for Drills and Chills. Excited that's going to be starting soon, and thinking about, okay, what video ideas do I want to do for the event? Because it's 8 weeks. Every weekend, Lindsay and I will both have videos going up related to the event. So it'll be busy and fun. It is definitely helpful to have the kids back to school earlier. With our school calendar change, it means that I'm not in the crazy back to school crunch right on top of kicking off Drills and Chills. It was like within days of each other last year and most years. Can you imagine if I would have gotten COVID like 2 days after? Because I'm convinced that somehow I caught it from like maybe at school pickup or something. I'm not sure. I'm so glad that I hopefully get this like initial beginning of the school year illness out of the way, so that then I can hit the ground running with Drills and Chills and not be sick when that's going on, knock on wood. Though I will say, I don't know if it's something COVID related or just like bad coincidence or something, but my migraines have been rough lately. It's probably a mix of rebound headaches from being on Advil, from just being really feverish on COVID and like the body aches and stuff, and also the heat. My migraines are often heat triggered, so it's not been having to take a lot of my rescue meds for migraines this month. But yeah, I need to drink more water probably. Speaking of, I have my glass of water right here. Here's a little water check. If you haven't had anything to drink in the past 45 minutes, go ahead and grab a drink of water, do a little posture check. And don't shrimp, okay? I know, I shrimp over my diamond painting. It's terrible. Don't shrimp. Just open up your shoulders, stand up and stretch, go walk around, go get a snack. That's an excuse to stand up and walk around. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and your body. I am really bummed that with being sick, I ended up having to miss back to school night, which is such a bummer. Back to school night is when you get the chance to go and the teachers usually do little presentations in the classrooms, kind of telling you about themselves and just kind of how things go and what to expect for the school year. And I look forward to it every year because it's a chance to get to know the teachers a little bit better. And usually there's a chance to say hello and kind of introduce yourself. It's really, yeah, it's a good way to kick off the school year. And I was just so sick. There was no way that I was going to be able to go. And so that was disappointing. But Connor has the same teacher and classroom as he's had the past Micah has the same teacher and classroom as he's had the past couple of years. So at least that's not brand new to me. That's familiar territory. But Connor's teacher was so sweet. I had sent her a message about Connor missing school, letting her know, we're going to make sure we do our part to help him not fall behind. I know how important it is, especially with him being in 6th grade now and stuff. Like it's not great for them to miss school at all, period, but especially at the beginning of the year where they're getting used to new routines and a lot of like laying the foundation and stuff. But she was so sweet saying like, oh, let me know, I can get you on the phone and we can chat a little bit, kind of. So we didn't get to connect it back to school night and kind of let us know, okay, here's how he can find stuff on like Google Classroom to catch up on what he missed. And yeah, so that was good. So we'll play some catch up. It'll work out all right. But I just want the kids to start off the year on a good foot and just be set to have a solid school year. But Connor is feeling well enough. He'll be able to go back to school tomorrow/today. It's currently Sunday night. Micah, though, is a question mark. He started coughing like late yesterday, and today he's had a little bit of a runny nose. And I checked his temperature a couple of times, and it's creeping up. It's like 9. I know what his kind of normal is, and it's just like maybe a degree and a half above normal, but enough that makes me go, I think there's a solid chance he's going to wake up tomorrow morning too sick to go. But if he doesn't have a fever and if his symptoms aren't too crazy, I don't know, he's going to be pretty borderline, I think. So we'll see. That was one of the reasons I wanted to make sure I filmed this WIP and Chat tonight, because as much as I actually like filming during the day while my kids are at school, like I like the lighting, I like being able to use that time to be productive in that way. I thought, well, if Micah's here, I can't record a video when Micah's here. He just does a lot of sensory seeking. He's a noisier kid, and also he would need me, especially if he's sick. So we'll see. Fingers crossed though that he doesn't get hit as hard by this. Connor had his body really reacted strongly. He had like a fever 102.9 one night when I went in to check on him and give him more medicine. So, but all's well. Connor's feeling much better, just like I am. So thankfully it didn't last crazy long. And Adam is still, knock on wood, he's in good shape. I'm not going to say what are the words that jinx you. Yeah, so there's that. While I was kind of down and out last week, I was able to lean a little bit more into my current, like, I don't know how long or short term of an interest this is going to end up being, but I was playing some Fortnite last week because I was able to, like, I didn't have to talk a ton. I was also able to just get very comfortable on the couch, where sitting up or even standing to film or sitting up and diamond painting or even trying to sit and film was not comfortable for me. It just felt like it was too much. When I was able to kind of get reclined and comfortable on the couch, it just kind of cradled my body in a way that was a lot more comfortable. I did play some Fortnite last week when I felt like I couldn't really do much else. And it was fun. It was kind of the last week to collect. It's like Pokemon meets Fortnite, like collecting these little sprites. And some of the gals that have been playing for a lot longer and had managed to, collect basically all of the others were so sweet. Just like making sure they were able to trade to me all of them. So my collection was complete before the season ended. And it was fun. And I'm not really good at shooters in general, especially not like big multiplayer shooters like this one, but I think I'm getting a little bit better at it. Not as bad as I used to be, and I'm mostly just enjoying getting to play with, it's mostly been Kate, you've probably heard her talk about it, and if you've watched her channel, Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper. And then Tiffany, who also has a channel, and I saw she just posted a vlog. She just got back. And then Charmaine and Angela, and then sometimes like their kiddos or spouses would hop on. It's just very chill, very sweet and fun and silly atmosphere. And I don't know. It's definitely one of those things that I don't know how long I'll be super into it, but I'm just enjoying it for what it is, and glad I had something to do while I was feeling super crummy and just kind of stuck on the couch. So I might even play a little bit after I finish filming this video tonight, because I saw some of them were hopping on, and it'll be fun. It's free too, which is even better. Let me check my little notes here. How are we on time? Oh, 50 minutes. I'm always worried I'm not gonna have anything to talk about, and yet I always manage to film most of the time. Okay, see if I can get a nice chunk done on this color too. I was gonna ask you guys, I'm gonna shamelessly crowdsource for some suggestions. So I am looking for some really super budget-friendly meal ideas. I've got a few in the rotation, but I'm looking for some ways to like really mix it up, and I'm trying to be better about actually cooking things, especially whatever I need to cook from scratch if necessary, to like save as much as possible. I'm trying to get more creative with it and expand what we've kind of been falling back on a lot of lately. Things like chicken enchiladas are in our rotation, even like I grew up in the Midwest, and so casseroles are part of my like dinner vocabulary still, but like we've done like a tuna casserole that I can like really beef up with, veggies and other stuff to give it a lot of bulk to it. Like pasta things with like rice and beans and shells and stuff. But yeah, I'm looking for other ideas. If you have any suggestions that you would like to share, like what's your favorite budget-friendly meal at the moment? I love when we get talking about food, and everyone always has really fun food suggestions. Also, speaking of food, in case you missed it, apparently Taco Bell has brought back their Decades menu. This was starting like last week, I think, less than a week ago, and the caramel apple empanada is back for a limited time. Look. Apparently I need to go. I didn't eat like a real dinner tonight, apparently. The weekends, we call it fend for yourself. Of course I make the kids their usual meals, but like Adam and I, it's like, I don't cook. I don't really cook on the weekends. Like we'll eat leftovers, and then there's plenty of other stuff where you can throw together just a meal whenever, whatever you want. But I just didn't eat like a really proper dinner, so like thinking about food. But yeah, Taco Bell caramel apple empanadas are back. Oh my gosh, I wish they were back year round. I remember when they were always on the menu, and now it's like they bring them back seasonally for this Decades menu. And your girl loves the caramel apple empanada. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, as far as that one's got a little tab on it. What I've been reading and watching and listening to. I am trying to figure out if I want to do a reread of any Sarah J. Maas books. I think I talked about this last week, before the new A Court of Thorns and Roses series books come out. That's so soon. I just don't know that I'm going to be able to get to them. I certainly wouldn't be able to reread all of them. But I've listened to all of them as audiobooks. I would be interested to read them as ebooks, but I don't own any of them as ebooks. I own physical copies of the ACOTAR series that I had gotten for Christmas one year. But I've never actually opened them up to take a look at. So I might do that. I'm really, I think of all of her series, most itching to reread Throne of Glass. But that's not, I feel like, as helpful in anticipation of the ACOTAR books that are coming out. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but I got to make a decision soon because those books are going to be out soon. watching and listening to, I keep ending up on what to me feels like the niche drama side of YouTube. Yesterday, and I wonder if some of you even saw this because it's gotten to like 1.8 million views or something crazy. Yesterday, the algorithm pushed this video to me that the title was something like, "Here's the attention you ordered," or something like that. And what proceeded to happen is I ended up on a whole rabbit hole. I watched this video having no context for what it was even about, but then I ended up on a whole rabbit hole deep dive of what the heck was this Roblox community drama about. And it is wild. Is it Leah, Ash, and Megan plays? Oh my gosh. If anyone else saw this video, which I feel like, again, there's a decent chance because it like broke container. I saw Paige Christie talking about it today, and I thought, this is not her side of YouTube. She does commentary, but she wouldn't end up in this space either. And she said the same thing. She's like, I don't know what the algorithm is doing that it's pushing this out to me, but it must be something big. And then so her commentary was really fun, but I don't know. It's funny because in my own personal life, and certainly in like what I do on YouTube, I avoid, like, I will not touch, quote, drama or conflict with a 10-foot pole. I want nothing to do with it. Get it away from me. Not my business. Yeah, no, I want nothing to do with it. But consuming it, maybe that makes me a hypocrite. I don't know. You can tell me if it makes me a hypocrite, frankly. There's something about consuming it that's like, I don't know, it's like watching trashy Netflix reality TV shows. Like, what's the one where they're in pods or whatever? The like where they don't see each other. Not Married at First Sight. I can't remember what it is. I did watch Married at First Sight at one point. Then it put me in a weird headspace and I stopped. So I don't know. It's like trashy reality television sometimes. Anyway, that's what I've been watching and listening to, because it's like a podcast. I just put it on in the background. I'm not even watching. And yeah, that's what I've been reading and watching and listening to. Not super exciting. I haven't been watching like TV shows as much lately, or like listening to any fun like podcasts. It's mostly just been, I don't know, following my nose on whatever the YouTube algorithm is pushing out at me. And then as far as what I've got coming out on YouTube this week, well, last week you guys got all of 2 videos from me. You got a WIP and Chat and you got that Make Market video. I'm hoping to be back to it this week and playing some catch up. I have some unboxings to share. I feel like I'm well overdue for a small shop haul with some stuff that I've collected over the past several months. And then also, it's not quite drills and chills, but it's really, really dang close. That's coming up really soon too. So I don't know. I'm just hoping to kind of be back to it and play some catch up this week. We'll kind of see how it all shakes out. That said, I think now is a good time to wrap things up. I'm going to see if I can maybe finish up this color before we call it. But if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I think that there is is it a cherry blossom kind of emoji? It's like a pink flower emoji. If you are so inclined to leave that emoji, let me know that you made it all the way to the end. And if you would like to let me know how you've been doing and what you've been up to, I always love hearing from you guys. A quick reminder that if you have any super budget friendly recipes you would like to share, please let me know. If you, for whatever reason, don't feel comfortable putting them in the comments, you can also email me, diamondsandwashi@gmail.com. If you're not already subscribed and would like to see more diamond painting videos from me and not just count on the algorithm feeding it to you on your homepage, please consider subscribing. I do these WIP and Chats usually on Mondays, but the past couple of weeks I've had just wrenches thrown into things and they've gone up late. But when things are normal, they're going up on Mondays. I also do unboxings and reviews I really try to show a wide variety of different companies here on my channel. So if that sounds good to you, then yeah, feel free to subscribe. You can check out some playlists that I have linked below, including I have a WIP and Chat playlist that goes all the way back It's when I very first started my channel 6 years ago. Even though that very first video does make me cringe a bit, I'm still glad it's there, and I'm still glad that I did it and that I started here. No complaints about any of the accessories that I used today. Everything worked great. Like I said, I'm gonna go try to figure out where this pen was from and link it below. And I'm almost done placing this color. I'm just dragging this out very shamelessly. But yes, friends, I hope you are doing very well. Thank you so much for watching. Have a day and a week that's as wonderful as you are, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye, guys.